just stay evolving. I don't know what you told me. I don't into it slowly. I don't then not for surely. I just stay evolving. I don't know what you told me. I don't into it slowly. I don't then not for surely.
Yo, okay, we are back. We back officially. Officially, we are back in the place to be. Golly. Now we was doing some things. We had to get some things in order. So hopefully everything is golden right now. But so we're back now, and we're gonna talk about a couple things tonight. As you see, 248-905-1128. If you would like to call in, please do. You can do that, 248-905-1128. Happy Saturday. It is now 8:36 Central Time. I think that's where we at, right? But tonight, I wanted to talk about a couple of things. I wanted to bring up the Nicki Minaj thing and all that type of stuff. Hopefully you guys can hear me pretty well. At first, I don't think you really could. But I wanted to expound on Mark Aguirre. I'm going to give my whole spiel. Mark Aguirre got drafted by the Dallas Mavericks back in 1981, if I'm not mistaken, 81. He got drafted right ahead of Isaiah Thomas. Isaiah Thomas was one of his favorite or best friends. It was Isaiah, Magic, and Mark. They were cool. You know what I mean? Mark just got his jersey retired. Isaiah brought him to the Detroit Pistons. They won back-to-back championships. Well, Mark Aguirre just got his jersey retired. I pray and I hope all is well with Mark Aguirre. Everybody's getting up there now. And I just seen something that really touched my heart. You know what I mean? Because I seen Mark Aguirre when he was a younger man and he played for the Pistons. And now, you know what I'm saying, I'm seeing, as people get older, you start seeing things going on with them. And not only this, them going on with you. You know what I mean? And here and there, like I see, you know, some things that happen with Isaiah, you know, and, you know, it just, when I look at these things, you know what I'm saying, they really touch me. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to invite a couple of guests real quickly, and then we're going to go ahead and get into this clip because I think it's a good clip to get into. I think people will get some enjoyment out of this and talking about this. Also, we're going to talk about the Nicki Minaj thing. You know, I know people are, put it like this. I know people are tripping off that a little bit. So we'll talk about that a little bit. You know, I think there also is a partial government shutdown going on. But right now, let's go ahead and get into this clip. And then we could talk about it, 248-905-1128. This is Mark Aguirre. Please listen and tell me what you feel and how you think about what you hear.
Yeah, he gave me enough room to grow, you know, shoot my little three-pointers. He let me grow.
One row up to Eddie Sefco, then to Noah in the front row.
Yes.
Other than being able to give each other grief and relive old memories, what's it mean to have Zeke and so many others here for you to support you tonight?
Well, that means so much to me.
Sorry.
Well, we grew up in the same neighborhood, so he knows everything about me. he knows everything about me. So when I look at him, there's nothing I can't hide anything from him. I can't hide anything. I'm sorry.
Hey, Ro, come on up here, man. We need another teammate. We need another teammate.
Listen, I should throw the ball, man. You stop crying.
That is.
Oh God. Jeez. Oh my God. Jeez.
Oh, man. Nah, you were great. You were great. Don't worry about all that.
Just love him. Just love him, right?
Good time.
Can we get look?
Teammates, man.
Yeah.
And I watched that the other day. I didn't even know Mark Aguirre was up to get his jersey retired by the Dallas Mavericks, but he deserved it in Dallas. You know what? I tell you, well, does he deserve it in the? Would I say, does he deserve it in Detroit? Well, he won 2 championships here, and he was the catalyst. Mark Aguirre was the catalyst for the Detroit Pistons to win those back-to-back championships. His leadership, his unselfishness. I do remember that he was a real threat when he came. I was a young guy, but I saw what he brought to the team, and then he also allowed. I do remember 88, 89. I really watched those Pistons a lot. I loved those Pistons a lot, and I was able to, I really just sit back and watch some of those old games a lot. But he did when the trade with Adrian Dantley came, and they made a change for him. It did really change the Pistons and help them get over the top. It gave them some more toughness for sure, and it catapulted, helped the Pistons become back-to-back world champions. Quite honestly, where they should have actually won 3 in a row. You know what I'm saying? One before him, and then those 2 that they got together. But people really disrespect the Detroit Pistons. Like, and I'm gonna segue, but people really disrespect the Detroit Pistons, like what Isaiah Thomas helped create. With the Detroit Pistons, it's like Isaiah Thomas is my favorite athlete. You know what I mean? Like the relationship that he had with his mother, how he took care of his family is amazing. What he did for the community, surrounding community of Pontiac, because I remember growing up and I'll be riding my bike and I would see Isaiah Thomas on Earlmore Street, right down the street. For whoever those that's watching that don't know where that at, that's Earlmore was a block away from pretty much where my grandmother stayed and where I spent most of my childhood. And it wasn't even hard to ride down Earlmore and see Isaiah Thomas, Joe Dumars, Bill Laimbeer, and I'm just riding my bike. And they'd be at the Walker's house on a corner of Earlmore in Nebraska. And I thought that was normal. You know what I mean? When I was super young, I thought that was normal. And that's just how it was. I didn't look at it like, oh, Isaiah, I'm seeing on TV. They hanging, they in the neighborhood. That's how I looked at it. Not knowing that wasn't really a normal thing that, that you was able to see a lot. But I was able to see him and the things he did do in the city of Pontiac. He did a lot in Detroit, but when they were at the Pontiac Silverdome, but the happy times that they brought. But I saw when Mark Aguirre did come to the Pontiac, to the Pontiac Pistons, but I wish they were, when he came to the Detroit Pistons back then, what he really did. But what really got me about this whole situation was the friendship that they had. And it made me think, I was like, do I got any friends like that? You know what I mean? Like, do I got a friend, like how Mark and Isaiah is, do I really got a friend like that? You start thinking about friends that you have. And I was thinking about that this morning because I had to get up early this morning and get myself together and get ready to take care of some things, work wise. And for some reason, after I saw this, this was on my mind a whole bunch. And I was like, wow, do I got a friend like that? Do I have anybody that will look out for me like that or put me in a great situation and just want me to win? And I don't know if I really do. You know what I mean? And if I have to say I don't think I really do, I just don't. You know, so friendship is a real funny thing. You know what I mean? Like, friendship is one of those things where, friendship is one of those things that people say a lot. It's just kind of like love. You know, friendship is a word that people use a lot. That's my friend. That's my friend. The word love, people, I love you. But those words and things, those types of words don't mean anything unless they've been tested. And they're, you know, fire tested. Like, you don't know if you got a friend unless you really been in a situation where you need one. You know what I mean? You really don't know what love is until you in a position or you in a situation where you need to know what love is. And you know it when you feel it. You know what I'm saying? So if you ever have to question either one of those things, I feel like you probably really don't have them in some cases. But some people do have them and they can't recognize it because some people show love a lot different than what, you know, they feel they should get it. They call it love language. Women be saying that love language, whatever, they're just that. But people have different ways of expressing it. Me personally, how I express it is just being, the way that I express it is being dependable and being there. You know what I mean? So just being there, because to me, being there is a lot, just being there. I think I got that from my father, where it's not where I don't have to sit and tell you I love you all the time. I kind of got that in me a little bit. My mother, was kind of like that. But I'm also the type where I don't say it a lot all the time. I might say it here and there. But if I didn't, if a person know I didn't love them, that they feel I should love, then they would honestly know. So when I look at this whole thing with Isaiah Thomas and his friend, it really made me think. You know what I'm saying? And I hope all is well with Mark Aguirre. I know everybody's getting older, and I know things are happening to people. Like I look at Isaiah Thomas, I know some things have changed with him. Bell's palsy, I think, and where his face has affected his face or whatever like that. But that haven't stopped Isaiah, and I admire Isaiah's perseverance, his tenacity, his strength, his love for a community, and he kept it real. So to me, when I look at, a lot of people look up to athletes and stuff like that when they growing up, like kids, like, they look up to LeBron, they look up to Steph, they look up to whomever. But when I was growing up, Isaiah Thomas was that guy to me. And even almost as a 50-year-old man, I still look up to Isaiah Thomas. Not saying that he's not flawed, and I don't know if look up is the right word, but I do admire Isaiah Thomas for what he's been able to accomplish, for just being, keeping it true to what he believed was true. He got juked out of a lot of situations that was very important to him. Isaiah Thomas, and him and his family, some things that he deserved. Isaiah Thomas is a top 25 probably player. He's a top 25 player of all time, quite honestly. And, I'm saying he deserves accolades and more respect than he actually gets far as professionally. But that's okay. He keeps moving past and keeps moving fast. So I just want to give a shout out to Mark Aguirre, man, for, what I'm saying, whatever he's dealing with and working through. I'm praying and hoping the best for him with that, with this situation. And big shout out to him for being able to get his Just Awards in Dallas. Nicki Minaj, there's some people, I want to talk about a couple things that's been on my mind that's coming up. I want to have a discussion with fraternity and sorority people that's in fraternities and sororities and Christianity. I want to have a conversation about fraternity, the Divine Nine. Just put it like that. I want to have a Divine Nine conversation with people that are in those groups or in the groups and Christianity. How do you balance? How is that balanced? Because I've seen this issue. I've seen lately, the reason why this is coming up to me in my mind is that I've been seeing an influx on YouTube or the internet where people are talking about, that's the new conversation. The Divine Nine or black fraternities, sororities, and Christianity or their religion that they practice, and things like that. So I want to have that conversation. I want to, talk to people and see if they with that. But we're gonna go ahead and see what's coming up with that. But let's go ahead and go into the next part of the segment and see what you guys feel about this.
Want to come up? It's easier, right? You want to come up? You want to come up? Mr. Wonderful, come on up here. You've been terrific. Come on up.
Hello. Well, I don't know what to say, but I will say that I am probably the president's #1 fan. And that's not going to change. And the hate or what people have to say, it does not affect me at all. It actually motivates me to support him more. And it's going to motivate all of us to support him more. We're not going to let them get away with bullying him and, the smear campaigns. It's not going to work, okay? He has a lot of force behind him, and God is protecting him. Amen.
All right. So people got a lot to say about with Nicki Minaj. I didn't even know this had happened when it happened. January 28th. So that was like, a couple days ago. But it's a lot of flack and slack that's going on and people giving her a lot of backlash. Yo, man, this is what I don't be tripping off. Why do people have a big problem with who people support? I don't understand. Now, I'm not a Nicki Minaj fan, you know what I mean? I'm not a person that listens to Nicki Minaj music. But at the end of the day, why do people give her such a hard time as far as who she chooses to support? There's another clip that I would like to pull up because it just entered my mind. I remember people was talking about this when Ice Cube had something to say. He wanted to meet with the Democrats and Republicans. And when he tried or wanted to meet with the Democrats or Republicans. The Democrats didn't want to meet with him. Let's play this. Let's go back and let's refresh our memory about what happened when he did this and all the backlash that he got concerning this.
So, over the last 4 days, the Democratic National Party held a convention. A lot of people, you know what I mean, getting up there and talking, and, you know, everybody really, you know, eating it up, you know, throwing their hands in the air like they just don't care damn near. So it's you know, what I didn't hear is what's in it for us? What's in it for the black community besides the same old thing we've been getting from these parties? What's in it for us, for real? You know, I didn't hear anybody mention a contract with Black America. And I don't know why, because it's one of the most comprehensive reform documents that's come about in a long time that could really address the problem. The way it look, they don't have a plan. Everybody's, you know, talking about get Trump out, get Trump out, get Trump out. If you vote, that's gonna happen on the first day. So now what? Trump out, now what? What? What do we get in the first 100 days? That's what we're trying to figure out. What do we actually get that they could give us overnight like that?
Now, I remember when Cube came on, this is what, 4-5 years ago. Now, I remember when Cube came on and he did this, and black people gave him so much flack. We as black people, not me, but we as black people as a whole, I say in general, gave so much flack on Cube because he wanted the Democratic Party to address what he was getting or what we was getting or what it was going to be that the Democratic Party that was in charge 5 years ago, what were they going to do in the first 100 days? It was the contract with Black America. What were we going to get for our vote, for our support over all these years? This was 5 years ago. People gave Cube so much flack about that. I even heard people around Pontiac, Cube a rapper. He shouldn't be even talking for black folks. This is what black folks are saying, educated black folks around where I'm from. You need somebody like X, Y, and Z that's in philanthropy, that's doing this and doing this and doing that. I heard he's not educated and he don't need to be sitting. I remember black people was sitting there, people from where I'm from, in Pontiac, was sitting there talking about Cube shouldn't be sitting down talking to the president. Cube shouldn't be sitting to the Democratic leadership party or the leadership of the Republican Party. We need X, Y, and Z. Well, ain't that what got us in the boatload of the BS that we got now? We got all these people, so-called educated black people, all these black people that's educated in whatever it is, nonprofit, political, big corporate, all of whatever the case may be. A lot of bourgeoisies been talking to the leadership of the Democrat Party and the Republican Party. And what has happened? What has happened? And now I'm with Cube. Now this was 5 years ago. 5 years ago. He made a great point to sit down and talk to the leadership of the Democratic Party. Democratic Party didn't want to sit down and talk to Cube. I don't know who the leadership talked to, but what did we get? What did we get 5 years ago, or the first 100 days of 5 years ago? What did we get as a whole as black people? What happened? I'm going to tell you what we got. You can look at the people of Chicago, the majority, look at the majority. I can tell you what we got. We didn't get nothing. For the support of the Democratic Party that we have given on a national level. I'm not talking about more on a local level, but I'm talking about on a national level. What did we get? And if I'm wrong, then I have a phone number somebody can call in, 248-905-1128. What did we get? What all I saw that we got is open border, benefits. A lot of people benefits did get cut that was on, some type of government assistance. So a lot of that did happen. Before this administration even came about, people start getting cut off. A new class of people that was here illegally was trying to be fast-tracked to be the replacement citizens. Quite honestly, let's call it what it is. People were getting fast-tracked. That was what was on the agenda. President Joe Biden at the time, he wanted to fast-track. It was a press conference. I should pull it up. There was a press conference where he said he wanted to fast-track citizenship. He wanted to fast-track citizenship for immigrants that are here, not on paper or documented, fast-track them into citizenship. Why did you want to fast-track people that were here legally here to be fast-tracked into citizenship? Because you have people that thought like this brother here. And they were seeing that, the black community really is not pretty much effing with us no more, for real, like that. Like, we still got some, but our main supporters, which are, the black vote, is statistically going down slowly, but surely. And that was the reason. That was the reason that you had immigrants coming in the way that they were to get fast-tracked into citizenship where they don't have to do anything for the black vote. They don't have to do anything for black folks, quote unquote, anymore, because now black folks had gotten to the point where they actually demanding some type of responsibility for their vote. It just wasn't on the back end of we gonna vote just because it's the way we vote anymore. So I quite don't really understand, why people get such a backlash when you have rappers, which are people, At the end of the day, whatever you want to call it, people like Nicki Minaj or people like Cube, call it out or try something different. But but when they do that, then they're called all types of names. Now, this guy didn't want to do anything but just meet with the leadership. And I heard people around my neighborhood, I can imagine if it was just not where I'm from, the small little place, it was nationally in different sections. What Cube need to talk to them for? He's not educated. Let Cornel West talk to him, or let Jesse Jackson, or they the same old people that ain't doing nothing, ain't did nothing that's moving the needle forward. Now, I'm not saying that Jesse Jackson didn't do anything. Not saying Cornel West not do, but they're not effective. Quite honestly, the way that they trying to do things, the way that Cornel West is trying to do things, or the way that Jesse Jackson was trying to do things 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago is just not effective in today's time. So who do we really have? Black folks are always looking for a leader, quote unquote. So let's look at who would you say are the black leaders at this point? For real, who are the black leaders at this point? I know Al Sharpton, listen, bro. Al Sharpton came to Pontiac a couple times. First time I seen Al Sharpton, he came to Pontiac. He came to Welcome Missionary Baptist Church. Al Sharpton came to Welcome Missionary Baptist Church. I wanted to go to that. This was like 7, 8 years ago. He came back again. But Al Sharpton came to This is what pissed me off. This is what pissed me off about Al Sharpton when he went to Welcome Missionary Baptist Church. Reverend Pastor Jones is the pastor there. This is what pissed me off when Al Sharpton came to Pontiac. When he come to cities like Pontiac, it ain't nothing but a money grab. Nothing but a money grab. I seen Jesse Jackson come to Pontiac. He came to Welcome Missionary Baptist Church also. He sure did. So I went to the service. I wasn't there for maybe 15 minutes. I tried to give Al Sharpton a chance. So again, I was at Welcome Missionary Baptist Church. Al Sharpton was there. This is around 7 to 8 years ago. Around that time, I'm in the pews and I'm listening, and the dude just talking nonsense. Up there talking nonsense. Absolute nonsense. And he couldn't really get through whatever he was talking about before it came to how people can donate to the National Action Network. So you come to these small or huge majority black cities and you find a way to ask poor people to fund you. That's what you're doing. So you can have your elaborate suits. So you can have, this is what a lot of these black leaders do. They ain't black leaders. These people are leeches. They don't care about black folk. You think Al Sharpton care about black folk? For real? So this is what Al Sharpton do. He'd come to a city like Pontiac, Detroit or Brooklyn or places in, Memphis and all over. And he go to these churches. They go to these churches. They make and if they go to these churches, they have some type of pact with them. You're just not going and you ain't got no, you're not in confederate with them. You know what I'm saying? You're not in cahoots. In my opinion, this is not going to happen unless you just get caught off guard. You go and then you ask the same people. You ask people for money that ain't got no money. So Al Sharpton to come to a city like Pontiac, which he did, and ask for money to go on back to New York City. You know what I mean? To get on his MSNBC job. You know what I mean? And collectively, Al Sharpton ain't doing nothing. He's been a fraud. So who is the black leaders? Al Sharpton been a fraud. You can just look at Al Sharpton and tell he's a fraud. He don't care about black folks. At all. At all. And then I seen when Jesse Jackson came to Pontiac. Jesse Jackson came to Pontiac. This is when he was doing much, much better. And I know Jesse Jackson has gotten up there. And I know Jesse Jackson has tried to do things or whatever. But Jesse Jackson came here asking and begging for money too. I saw Jesse Jackson at Welcome Missionary Baptist Church too. I said, let me go and give these guys a chance. I want to go. These are historical guys, quote unquote. So Jesse Jackson came to Welcome Missionary Baptist Church. And I went and I wanted to listen to what he was talking about. And it wasn't about nothing but more or less donating to the Rainbow Push Coalition. That's all it was about. So you come to a city like Pontiac, and people were coming to go see Jesse Jackson and wanted real solutions. People was coming to the poor people was coming. I had no money. You know what I'm saying? People was coming to Jesse Jackson to hear some type of solution, or how can we be a part of a solution, or what can you tell us, or whatever. And the man came here, and everything was about money. I got up and left after 5-6 minutes. That's how long it took. Like you sat down and when you sat down in the chair, you already had a donation slip in the chair or something like that. If I can remember right, like you asking poor people to donate to you so you can live your lavish lifestyle. You can act like you're doing something for black folk. So that's the leadership that black people have. So black people is just continue just to get exploited. So when black people, in my opinion, have a mind of their own, it ain't an opinion, it's fact. The masses try to attack. And it's the same thing that happened with Ice Cube 5 years ago when he said he wanted to take a meeting with the leadership of the Democratic Party, who was in control at that point in time. People, Cube shouldn't be talking to the leadership. Like I said, it's people right around here that I know in Pontiac were saying that. I mean, supposed to have been leadership in the city of Pontiac. The people that say that they are for the people, but saying this man shouldn't talk to leadership and he's not educated and they should have X, Y, and Z. Yo, man. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm majority, like I say. It's a good thing that men like Ice Cube have a mind of their own. You know, I'm an advocate for black people having a mind of their own. No more sheep mentality, herd mentality, thinking all on one accord. You can't think like that anymore. You should never think like that. You know what I'm saying? You should never think like that. You should have a mind of your own, be able to make your own decisions on what you feel is right for you. And then a lot of people just don't get it. You know what I mean? So I appreciate Ice Cube for that, for what he tried to do 4 or 5 years ago. But what it did was sometimes when you're not successful in your plight, you also uncover a lot of other things about, you know, your surroundings, your society, or the people that surround you. So let's listen to the rest of it, and then we quit with him. And then, like I said, I want to have a discussion going into next week about the Divine Nine. We want to have a Divine Nine conversation because, like I said, that has been coming up on my timeline a lot. I haven't been looking it up. It just seemed like that's a discussion that's been popping up more and more of late. So I just want to see what people, I know a lot of people that's in Divine Nine organizations, and you know, in each, you know, in the main ones, I'll put it like that, you know, the one, and you know, there has been like matter of fact, I'm gonna pull up a clip. Matter of fact, it might be a good time to pull up a clip right now. I'm gonna pull up a clip with Pastor Jamal Bryant talking about the Divine Nine, because he has gotten criticism for it, or, you know, what does that have to do with the church? So let's Pastor Jamal Bryant. Conversation, what he had to say about if there's a snippet, I don't want to listen to the whole thing. But I want to see, I just want to bring something up because we probably could talk about this going forward if I can find a small clip. If not, then let's see here. I want to bring the clip up. I just can't find Pastor Jamal Bryant. Let me see, fraternities and church. Well, you know what? I'm gonna get that clip queued, and then we will talk about this going into next week. Yeah, we'll definitely talk about this going into next week. But with that said, you guys, I wanted to come on. I wanted to test a couple of things, which I did, and I was able to. Last week we had a real good, you know, a late night conversation. But we were talking about a lot of different things that was going on. We had 4 guests at the same time, which was good and fun as always. But look forward. We're gonna have some more not controversial topics, but things that make you say, and get some better understanding. Some things that maybe we want to get more understanding on, and people want to talk about them. They can definitely talk about them here. And with that said, you guys, I'm gonna let you bid you guys a good night. I don't know what all you got planned here in Michigan. It's Metro Detroit. Whoever listening from other places, it is still, it's still snowing. It's still cold. And hopefully in the next couple of days, things start to wind down just a tad bit. But with that being said, you guys, think about the friendship part, like I was telling you, that I brought up with Isaiah Thomas and Mark Aguirre. Think about the people that you have around you. Think about the people that you love. Think about the people that you call friend. And think about, who really is friends and who's not, who you can depend on and who you can't. Because now moving forward, more than anything, I think we need to know that moving forward. And so if you have a good friend, a real friend, keep those persons close. And the people that you really love or people that really love you, you'll know. And keep those people close and try to treat them as well as you possibly can. If a person really loves you, you really will feel it. You know what I mean? If you have a real friend, you will really feel it. You'll really feel it. So, yeah. Also, the Super Bowl is coming up. I'm none of my teams that made it. None of my teams, of course, the Lions, then capped out. You know what I mean? I was honestly going for hoping that Matt Stafford. I was really hoping that Matt Stafford made it. Again, I like Matt. You know what I'm saying? But I know he's going to end up probably being the MVP. I'm hoping that, he does win the MVP. But I was really hoping that Detroit had made it to the playoffs because I thought they was going to make some damage. Hopefully they make some real changes and, come back strong. The Pistons is looking strong. I'm thinking the Pistons is going to go to the Eastern Conference Finals. I know we got a lot of time for that to happen. A lot of things that can happen. You know what I mean? But if they stay strong on this track, I think the Pistons is kind of missing that one piece, though. I think the Pistons are missing that one piece. You remember like when the Pistons had, right before they got Rasheed, they was good, right? But right after they got Rasheed, they just boom. It was the same. That's what it is. And it's the same thing with the Pistons. With Mark Aguirre, when the Pistons back in 88, 89, when they got Mark Aguirre, when they made that trade, that catapulted them. I think these Pistons, I don't know who that person is. I don't know what that trade is. But best believe, the Detroit Pistons are working on a trade that's going to get them at least a back-to-back championship. At least. Because even if you think about it, the Pistons, when they last won the championship, early 2000s when they beat Los Angeles Lakers, they honestly could have went back-to-back because they went to the finals like 3-4 years straight after that. It's just that, they couldn't overcome the Twin Tower. They couldn't overcome San Antonio. Like San Antonio was a beat. They was having hard fought battles, but I think the Pistons need that one trade. But whoever they trade for is going to have, whoever the Pistons trade for and get this last piece of whoever the Pistons trade for. And I think they will have to make a move. Whoever they trade for or get in order to make a real championship run and pull them over the top, it has to be somebody that's willing to sacrifice their role already. They need another superstar. But I don't think they need a superstar as big as Cade. The Pistons don't need nobody as big as Cade. Somebody right there on his level, right up under, got to understand who team it is. But then they got to be like right there, and they got to be willing to say, you know what? I'm going to take a back seat. I'm coming to a team that's already established. I'm not, I'm here to help and play a role, but a different type of role. and I don't have to do what I did wherever I'm coming from. I know a lot of people are saying Giannis. I don't know. How many years have Giannis been in the league? Matter of fact, let me look, because Giannis might be. I mean, I want to get the hell out of Milwaukee. Quite honestly, what's in Milwaukee? You know what I mean? Like, let me see. Giannis in Milwaukee. I spelled his name. How many years? Wow. Damn, he in his 13th year. So look. Damn. Giannis in his 13th year with the Bucks? He done played 13 years already? Wow. For real? I think they should go ahead. Giannis might not be a bad fit. Ooh. Giannis might not be a bad fit now that I'm thinking about it. He's 13 years in the league. He probably don't want to play that much of he don't have to be the man no more. He got at least a good 3. He took care of himself. I think he's strong. I think he's not gonna get another champ. He's not gonna get another chip with the Bucks. It's just not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. I don't know. Let's see. I'm thinking Giannis might be good with the Pistons. I might have to call somebody. Yeah, I might have to call somebody. Let's call somebody real quickly. I want to call somebody and ask them what they feel about this situation with Giannis coming to the Pistons. Of late, speculation has been surrounding Giannis coming to the Pistons. Let's see. I'm about to call somebody. See if we can get this to go through. Might have to call from my other phone here. Yeah, we might have to call from my other phone. I want to go ahead and get some detail. Let's see if we can. Let's see here. Let me turn this off. We about to call somebody and tell me what. I want to know what they think about Giannis. Because I think, honestly, I think that might be a move that actually might be good. Now that I'm looking at it, 13th season in the league. Let's see.
What up, man?
Hey, quick question. What you think about Giannis going to the Detroit Pistons? Hey, you're on Pontiac WYAC, by the way. I just want a quick opinion. What you feel, if you got a quick opinion? What you think about Giannis if he go to the Pistons?
We would have to give up too much.
But he in his 13th season though.
But we would have to give up too much though. We would have to give up too much. If we gave up Tobias Harris because he got an expiring contract. We give up Tobias Harris, Jaden Ivey, Brandon, cut that down for a minute, brother, and one other person in a draft pick. I'll be cool, but we can't give up Duran. We can't give up B. Stu. We can't give them Holland and Osar Thompson. They got one or the other. It just depends on what you have to give up.
Well,
It'll be a good fit though for him and K though.
Well, I was about to say, I think just like, because what made me think about this is, you remember when the Pistons won with, I'm going to let you go, when Detroit, not only with Rasheed, but also when they got Mark Aguirre, how that pushed them over that one trade, pushed them up. So I think the Pistons are a trade or a person away. I think they good and can still make it to the finals, but I think that one person is, whoever it is, could push them over the limit. Who would that be?
I agree with you, but I'm about to tell you this. They don't need Giannis. This might sound crazy. They don't need Giannis because we'd have to give up too much. So the Pistons definitely need to make, even though we got the best record in the East, at the end of the day, we lacking one thing. We lacking shooting, and we lacking I like Jalen Duran, but what I'm saying is we need a number two guy that you can say, hey, go give me 25, go give me 30. You get what I'm saying?
Who would that be?
Because I'm about to tell you, because so many teams be double teaming K, they put a lot of pressure on K. I'm gonna tell you, brother, we need Michael Porter Jr. from the Brooklyn Nets, brother.
Is there any talk to anybody that's trying to get him? Dog, do you feel like somebody gonna come and want to be like, you know what, this is my team, or they're gonna try to compete with K?
No. Everybody know it's K team.
All right.
Ain't nobody even about to do that. Anybody come here, they already know what it is. They already know what it is. So we need Michael Porter Jr. or Zach LaVine out from Sacramento. We need a guy in his 20s, because you still want him to be young. Michael Porter only 26. I think it was Zach LaVine 29. But you need a person that can play off a cage. A guy that you can say he can get his own shot. We ain't got nobody else on the team that can get their own. We play very good team basketball, but at the end of the day, we still need another scorer. You know what I'm saying? And we shoot the three ball horrible most games. So we need another scorer. But I would make a move because the East, the Pistons is really a year in advance of what they should be.
Right.
But because of where they playing, the East is wide open. So you got to take that while you can. So that's why I say I would make a move. If it was last year, I would have made a move, but I would this year.
Well, what's the okay, before we get off, what's the speculation of who you hearing that they might try to get? Is it this Zach LaVine, or because I haven't heard anything about him?
No, I heard Michael Porter Jr. and Miles Bridges today. Miles Bridges playing Charlotte, and Miles Bridges is nice, but I think we need Michael Porter Jr. a little bit more than Miles Bridges now.
Well, like you say, man, you don't want to disrupt, hey, bro, whoever they get.
But you got to, though. I ain't trying to be funny. We got all. You got me on the radio, man. I don't want to cuss.
Yeah. It's whatever. No,
I ain't gonna cuss on the radio, but what I was about to say is we got enough young cats. Everybody on that team is like between like 22, 25, 26. We got enough young cats, so we can get rid of a couple of them. You know what I'm saying? You got to get a proven scorer. We too close. If you put the right guy on this team, we going to the Eastern Conference Finals and coming out the East. We're not coming out the East. We're not coming out the East right now.
You don't think they?
No matter how the playoffs is different, bro.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't like the Knicks, but the Knicks got 3 or 4 cats that on a given night can give you 35, 40.
Yeah.
Brunson, Towns, OG. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, in the game slow down, the game becomes a half-court game, in the playoffs. So, no, we got to get another score.
Okay. I just wanted to get your opinion, man. I was just up here talking about the Pistons, and I was just talking about, more or less, I was kind of centered around Isaiah Thomas and Mark Aguirre. That whole
for sure.
Did you watch any of that?
Yeah, I saw that they just they finally put Aguirre up in the rafters.
How you feel about that?
No, I think he deserved it. I don't think he's a Hall of Famer, but he definitely deserved to get his jersey retired by Dallas. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't think you put him in the Hall, though.
Yeah. Let me ask you this question, though. Do you feel like they just did that because, there was a tumultuous relationship with Dallas and him for a long time, and, I think they patching it up like how Detroit did with Barry, quite honestly. He kind of left.
Oh, yeah, no, when he left, when Mark Aguirre left Dallas, nigga, they hate. Oh damn, you about to cuss on the radio.
Yeah, they hated him. Yeah, they did.
They hated him.
Yeah.
So, but it was time, man. Man, Mark, you see, he look like he's sick and stuff.
No, that's what I was about to ask you, man. Do you think they did that because I'm hoping nothing wrong with him, bro? I'm really, it kind of broke my heart, bro. Yeah.
You could tell he done had some heart.
Yeah.
He's not heart. I mean, health.
Yeah, health problem. Yeah. I'm praying for his health, man. Because when I saw him, because the last time I saw Mark Aguirre, it was like the Bad Boys 30 for 30. That's the last time I really paid attention to him. And I'm like, dang, it was a difference. And then I'm looking at Rolando. I'm looking at other teammates. I'm like, something going on with Mark, man. I don't know, dog. It just bothered me, bro. It bothered me.
No, it did. I ain't gonna even let it bother me too. But you could tell he done had some health issues though. He walking cane and stuff, and moving slow. So you could tell with his speech a little bit.
Yeah. But thanks, man. I just wanted to call you, get your opinion on that, bro.
All right, brother. God bless.
All right, man. Peace. All right, so yeah, that was just an opinion of, I say, a professional sports watcher opinion right there. Because again, I think the Pistons are trade away. I'm not a big follower of the NBA enough to really know about who's trade material. You know what I'm saying? Like, today's NBA is a little bit different for me to watch. I watch it. The home squad is doing good, and plus my daughter danced for the Pistons, so it's like I watch these Pistons. I'm pulling for them, but last year what really did it was the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? I seen how they really you know what I mean? They really showed who they were and what they were trying to be during last year playoffs, and I think it really gave them some a boost going into this year. They really catapulted, and like Martell says, I really feel like they probably a year ahead of schedule. You know what I mean? But get it while the getting is good. And if they can make that one trade, whatever that trade may be, long as they don't mess it up, long as the Pistons don't mess up this trade, like, yeah, it got to be a right chemistry, because, you just don't want to do so. But you probably got to make a move. It's kind of almost like the Bulls. For real, like when the Bulls had got Rodman. Rodman was a disruption, and Rodman was a disruption over in San Antonio. But you brought Rodman in, and he was like, F it, let's win. You know what I mean? Like he was ready to just, you got to know who you get in the personality. It's all about. But think about when the Pistons got Allen Iverson, and just because AI was balling out in Philly, he did his thing. He was all right in Denver or whatever the case may be. But he got to the Pistons. We thought that is the AI I thought it was going to be the AI from Philly, even though he was a little bit older, but it just didn't work. It just threw off the chemistry. That's where the Pistons really fell off, for real. When the Pistons broke up of that whole core unit, that led to the downfall of the Pistons all those years up till now. Because with the first thing, in my opinion, what the Pistons did was when they got rid of the catalyst first, which was, I don't care what y'all think about them. I don't care what y'all think about them. They got rid of Chauncey. That was the wrong thing to do. They got rid of Chauncey. That was like, why would you do that, man? Why would you get rid of Chauncey Billups? He was the one. You don't get rid of the point guard, especially if the point guard is the point guard like Chauncey Billups. Come to find out, Chauncey Billups was the catalyst of that team. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I think who they should have got rid of first, if they was going to break up the team and get something for, it was Tayshaun Prince. So I think what the Pistons tried to do, they tried to get rid of Chauncey, or they got rid of Chauncey. They wanted to build around Tayshaun Prince. You couldn't build a team around no Tayshaun Prince. You couldn't do it. He's a good compliment. He needs leaders, though. He's not a person that can lead on a basketball team. And as we saw, that's who, and then, it just was a wrong move. I don't know what Joe D was thinking about with that. I don't know what Joe D was thinking. I don't know. It's like but it threw the Pistons into a spiral up until now. So basically a good 15, 18 years, the Pistons was terrible. You know what I'm saying? Up until now, where we are now, more than 15 years, to tell you the truth. We had little spurts here and there, but yeah, the Pistons been terrible for a while, up until now. So, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna be following, then we'll go from there. All you guys, keep God first, family second, and you third. And in that order, you should never be made last, because the last is made first, you guys. Y'all take it easy. Have a good one. Peace.